It has long been observed that children with an autistic spectrum disorder, or ASD, are particularly drawn to television and video games. Yet it wasn't until recently that any hard research was conducted into why this might be. Following a number of recent studies in the US, it now seems clear that video games hold the potential to have an enormous impact on autistic children, for better or worse. Autism is difficult to summarise. One person may experience symptoms very different to somebody else. Symptoms of autism in children can include difficulty with non-verbal communication, so facial expressions and gestures, difficulty with social interaction, and the inability to make friends. Statistics show that around 1 in 50 American kids has autism. Dr. Micah Mazurek is the assistant professor in the Department of Health Psychology at the University of Missouri. During her career, she spent a huge amount of time with autistic children and their families, and it's this that made her want to study why these children become so involved with video games and other screen-based technology. One study asked parents to report on their children's use of video games. It found that children with ASD spend much more time on screen-based media, including video games, than on other activities, especially when compared to their typically developing siblings. This supports the idea that these technologies are especially reinforcing for children with ASD. This might seem like an obvious conclusion, but it's the first time such a link has been scientifically established. There are other ways that video games can tackle autism. Autism is a game that aims to represent a symptom of autism known as hypersensitivity. This leaves the afflicted without natural sensory filters, so the sights, sounds and smells of everyday environments can be completely overwhelming. Despite its title, autism doesn't aim to simulate hypersensitivity. Its creator, Taylin Kadeya-Sioglu, says it's designed to elicit a response from the player that is similar in quality to the kind of response an autistic person would give to sensory overstimulation. The game is an unpleasant experience and offers insight into autism in a way that only a video game can. Unfortunately, Dr. Mazurek's studies also raised a number of concerns, finding that children with ASD were more prone to problematic or addictive playing patterns. Video games can be a safe haven for children with autism, and this could discourage them from trying to practice their social abilities in real-world situations. But Dr. Mazurek is hopeful that skills taught in games such as communication, social interaction, and even basic sharing can be carried over into real life. Teaching these skills in real-world social situations can be stressful and overwhelming for some children with ASD. So video game environments might be more comfortable for initially learning and practicing these skills. This will be the next step in her research, and there's still a lot of research to be done. Preliminary results are a mixed bag. The hope has to be that further positive outcomes can be established to position video games as an accessible, enjoyable form of treatment. Not only could it help video games to shake the stigma of being harmful to young people, it could help integrate a growing section of the population all too often isolated from public life. If you're interested in finding out more, you can read the full article I wrote for The Escapist at the link in the description, or you can tweet me at DNJOwen. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching.